MyGhost-Writer presents Celestial Conversations, Book 2, Celestial Conversations, Requiem Resurrected, Chapter 1, The Cosmic Overture. Amidst the swirling constellations hanging like lanterns across the velvety expanse, the Interstellar Council's ship, the Harmony, glided silently. Within its polished corridors sat Zephyr and Kai, intent on savoring the present moment after yet another triumph over intergalactic chaos. "They called us legends back there, you know?" mused Zephyr, leaning back in his chair with a satisfied smirk. His eyes glinted with playful arrogance as he flicked a nearby switch to commence a sequence of star maps twinkling on the holographic display. "Legends or not," replied Kai, rolling a holographic quasar between his fingers. "We can't exactly rest on our laurels, can we? There's always another cosmic ripple to smooth out." Zephyr chuckled, taking the quasar from Kai's hand and tossing it up to join the star map above. "True, but it was nice to be showered in a little praise. Feels rather celestial." Their laughter bounced off the echoing walls, filling the cabin with warmth that only shared adventures could create. Suddenly, the jovial atmosphere shifted as Kai's console emitted a low, persistent tone, disrupting the harmony of their reverie. A series of cryptic signals splashed across the screen, aligned in an ethereal dance that neither crew member had choreographed. That's not scheduled data," Kai remarked, his tone shifting from amusement to curiosity. Zephyr leaned closer, his playful demeanor morphing into an expression of intrigue. "Do you see that signature? It's familiar," Kai nodded, eyes narrowing in thought. "Orion." "Orion," Zephyr repeated softly, as if savoring the weight of the name, a name echoing from corridors long left in shadow and memory. "But how?" Kai asked, a frown creasing his brow as his mind raced through their catalog of past missions and allies fallen and found. "Orion vanished years ago, with the rest of his crew. It's impossible that we're hearing from him." Zephyr toggled a series of switches, commanding the console to analyze the signal structure. "Impossible or not, Kai, this signal is tuned into his exact frequency. It's like a melody played from across existence, a cosmic overture." They shared a glance, weighted with unspoken questions and the inevitability of pursuit, a pursuit of knowledge, closure, and maybe something akin to second chances. "Ironic, isn't it?" Kai said, breaking the silence while Zephyr's fingers flew over the dashboard. "We were just relishing in our latest success, and now here we are, teetering on the edge of cosmic riddles once again." Zephyr nodded, a faint smile playing at his lips. "Such is the nature of the cosmos, my friend. It seems ever eager to remind us of the symphony that lies hidden just beyond our grasp." As the ship hummed around them, Kai leaned back with a sigh. "Do we follow this call, Zephyr? Are we ready?" With a distant, contemplative gaze towards the stars, Zephyr responded with simple conviction. "The journey is the only path worth treading, Kai, especially when it may lead us to voices thought lost to the void." Kai nodded, as a sense of resolve settled between them like a third presence. "Then, let the overture guide us, wherever it may lead." Their eyes fixed once again on the display. Kai's voice carried softly through the cabin, a whisper amidst the pulse of the stars. "Orion, if you're out there, we'll find you." Together, they charted a course, the echoes of lost voices guiding their way back into the unknown, ready for whatever the harmonious chaos of the cosmos might reveal. Chapter 2. Echoes of the Celestial Nexus. As the Harmony slid into the bustling orbit of the Celestial Nexus, a temporary hush fell over the ship, as if the universe itself paused to breathe in the vibrant cacophony emanating from the station below. Zephyr and Kai prepared for descent, their thoughts still tangled in the anomaly of Orion's signal. The Nexus loomed large before them, its sprawling wings like a welcoming embrace, cradling explorers from every corner of the galaxy. Once docked, they disembarked into the rhythmic hum of the Nexus, a grand tapestry of cultures and voices, woven into the corridors like a living mural. The station had always been a sanctuary of sorts, a place where conversation reigned supreme, and today it seemed even more alive. "Feels good to be back in this symphony of sounds, doesn't it?" Zephyr commented as they strolled through the bustling promenade, the air thick with the sense of alien spices and interstellar scents. Kai chuckled. "You mean the chaos? Absolutely. But there's method in this melodic madness, a bit like us, actually." As they wandered, their discussion naturally turned back to the signal. They found themselves in a small, quiet alcove, far from the vibrant exchange of ideas in the main halls. "Do you think the Nexus could help us decipher the signal?" Zephyr mused aloud. Kai nodded thoughtfully. "Perhaps. The Nexus is a hub of expertise, after all. But first," he gestured to a familiar figure in the distance, surrounded by an array of holographic star charts. "There's someone we need to catch up with." Approaching them with practiced grace was Lyra, her typical analytical demeanor softened by a hint of warmth as her eyes met theirs. "I was wondering how long it would take before our paths crossed here," she greeted, a smile playing at her lips. Zephyr returned the grin. "Lyra, it's been too long. We've missed your constant questioning." "There's plenty of it to come, I promise," Lyra replied, a teasing glint in her eyes shadowed by curiosity. "I assume you both have something more than small talk on your agenda today?" Kai leaned in, his voice taking on a more serious tone. "Actually, yes. We need your help with a signal." As they filled her in, Lyra's expression shifted from welcoming warmth to intense focus, each detail pulling her deeper into the mystery. "Orion's signal?" she repeated, her voice tinged with disbelief. "Can you help us?" Zephyr asked, his tone a blend of hope and urgency. Lyra paused, considering the weight of their request. It's not going to be easy. Decoding something like this requires more than just resources. It needs understanding. "Which is precisely why we need your perspective," Kai pressed, his eyes locking onto hers. "There's no one better suited to this than you." Her thoughtful silence lingered for a moment, then she nodded with determination. "All right, we'll delve into it. But be prepared. Unraveling. This may lead us to places even the Nexus isn't prepared for." Zephyr smiled, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. "We wouldn't dream of starting this journey without a little uncertainty, would we?" As their conversation dissolved into laughter and shared resolve, the trio felt the comforting weight of camaraderie settling in, a reminder that the questions they pursued were always worth the effort. The echo of their dialogue mingled with the vibrant life around them as they strolled deeper into the Nexus to begin their work. The signal might have been a reminder of the mystery beyond known worlds, but to them it was the promise of new discoveries, a melody still waiting to be properly played. Chapter 3. Whispers Through Nebulae. Bathed in the kaleidoscopic glow of cosmic ribbons, the Harmony embarked on its voyage beyond the familiar bounds of mapped space. As stars streaked past the viewports, Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra found themselves embroiled in a lively debate. At the heart of it, the ghostly signal of Orion persisting like a refrain clinging to the ether. "This signal," Lyra began, her fingers dancing over a luminous console, manipulating data that shimmered like captured auroras, "could be a remnant aftershock, maybe some relic broadcast echoing through space. We've seen similar phenomena before." "You're skeptical," Zephyr observed, leaning casually against the control panel opposite her, his eyes reflecting the nebula's swirling hues. "But this doesn't feel like an echo. Orion's frequency, his signature, is unmistakable. It's as if the cosmos itself is playing his melody." Kai shrugged, caught between Lyra's scientific rationale and Zephyr's idealistic ponderings. "Emotional resonance aside, there's still a need for evidence. Nebulous musings alone aren't sufficient to guide us." Lyra raised an eyebrow, her voice both a challenge and an invitation. "Then how do you propose we validate it? A signal can be deceptive, a siren song of across the astral seas. We need more than philosophical conjecture." Zephyr leaned forward, capturing Lyra's gaze with his earnest conviction. "Orion's voice, if indeed it is his, holds meaning beyond technology or logic. It's about connection, those bonds that tether us even across the expanse of stars." "Even emotions can be quantified, Zephyr," Lyra countered, though her voice held a note of uncertainty, as if his words stirred something within her. Kai intervened, seeking harmony within the discord. "What if we approach this from both angles? Use science as our guide, but let philosophy inform our journey. There's no harm in staying open to both possibilities." Lyra considered this, her eyes narrowing with contemplation. "All right, we'll follow the signal's trail, but we'll do so with rigor, not as chasing shadows of what once was." "And what if those shadows lead us to something greater?" Zephyr offered, a hopeful lilt in his voice. "Imagine if we not only understand the signal, but discover something new altogether." As their debate dwindled into comfortable silence, The nebulae rolled by, its iridescent plumes echoing their unspoken dreams. The crew's path wove through gossamer veils of interstellar dust, a journey visible only through their intent and the shared goal of unraveling the whispers threading through the universe. Hours slipped into the void, punctuated by the hum of instruments and the occasional banter that belied the tension threading through their expedition. "Ready for a curveball?" Kai said, eyeing the database logs. "The signal? It's growing stronger." Lyra leaned in, a flicker of anticipation crossing her face. "Then our path is true. But why now? Why us?" Zephyr shrugged, a playful grin on his lips. "It's the cosmic symphony, Lyra. Perhaps it's chosen us to be its audience." They shared a look, one that spoke of uncertainty, yet brimmed with the spark of discovery. Whatever awaited them, be it truth or mirage, they were ready to see it through. As the communication console blinked with renewed life, Lyra's voice softened with determination. "Let's chase this melody to its source then, together." The ship shrank into the sparkling veil of the nebula, drawing their destinies with it, chasing Orion's echo with a resolve that married skepticism and hope. With each pulse of the signal, a promise whispered through the heavens, one that did not demand to be understood, only followed. Chapter 4. Enigmatic Encounters. "The coordinates lead us here," Zephyr announced, studying the holographic projection displaying an unfamiliar star system. The palpable energy of discovery vibrated through the bridge of the harmony as they prepared to delve into this alien sector. Lyra straightened, her curiosity piqued. "Never seen stars align like this before. Must admit, it's a captivating pattern," she remarked, her analytical voice unable to suppress a note of wonder. Kai, seated at the navigation panel, tilted his head thoughtfully. "Do you have any readouts on inhabitants, Lyra?" "Running diagnostics now," she replied, entering a series of commands with precision. They waited in silence, the anticipation of the unknown thick in the air. Suddenly, the console emitted a distinct ping, its screen awash with a cascade of symbols foreign to their databanks. "Contact," Lyra confirmed, the word a bridge between the realm of hypothesis and reality. Zephyr exhaled, his voice a mix of excitement and caution. "It seems we're not alone. Time to meet the neighbors." Moments later, vast vessels unlike any they had seen before materialized into view. Crafted with elegant intricacy, the ships resembled celestial creatures dancing amidst the stars. The alien architecture manifested a design language that whispered of distant shores and times uncharted. "We need to make a good impression," Zephyr stated, aligning their communication array towards the newcomers. "Diplomatic channels, open." Just then, their comlink crackled to life with a melodic series of tones, each note a bead of harmony stringing their worlds together. "That's their greeting?" Kai mused, an eyebrow raised. "Sounds like they speak the language of music." Zephyr smiled, nodding towards Lyra. "This is where science and art converge, isn't it? Establish contact with a more human interpretation." Lyra's fingers played over the communication interface, shaping a sequence of chords in return, harmonizing rhythms that mirrored the cadence of their new acquaintances. They waited, the silence a space for possibilities, until a lilting voice emerged, translating the melody into articulate words that stretched across their speakers like woven silk. "We are the Atrinians," the voice began, resonating with an eloquence that suggested wisdom. "Welcome, travelers, to the realm of our accord." Kai glanced at Zephyr, murmuring, "Well, they're certainly friendly." Zephyr nodded, stepping forward. "Atrinians, we come in peace, seeking understanding. We wish to learn of your worlds, share stories in the universal fabric of truth." A pause lingered, then the Atrinian responded. "Your tunes have reached us, an echo seeking unity amidst the stars. We are open to the exchange of thoughts and dreams." Lyra leaned in, a smile playing softly across her features. "They're inviting us into their harmony, Zephyr. Our symphony just gained a new movement." "Then let's navigate this new melody carefully," Zephyr concluded, his resolve unshakable. Time to bridge cultures with conversation. Over the following hours, they navigated a tapestry of dialogue, each sentence an exploration of vast cultural landscapes. They discovered commonalities and joys in their celestial pursuits, challenges faced despite endless skies. "Your worlds dream a similar dream as ours, Atrinian," Zephyr said, sharing a piece of their history, seeking unity in diversity, understanding amidst mystery. The Atrinian voice responded warmly. In the dance of cosmic winds, we are but notes in the greater melody, boundless. May our exchange embolden both our peoples in pursuit of the infinite overture. Their discussions tested and expanded diplomatic skills, painting a canvas colored with empathy and reason. Zephyr's natural ability to connect through understanding met harmoniously with Lyra's logical perspectives, balancing their interaction with sincerity and insight. As the final notes of their conversation faded into the eternal dance of the cosmos, Zephyr turned to his crew, a twinkle of satisfaction in his eyes. We've gained more than allies today. We've made friends. This sector will forever be part of our journey. Kai clasped his shoulder, echoing the sentiment, and another chapter unfolds in our endless voyage. Lyra sighed with contentment. Indeed, this encounter has enriched us. It recalibrates our understanding of trust beyond mere transaction into genuine connection. As if sensing their shared realization, the Atrinian farewell resonated through purpose and promise. We await the next crescendos, fellow travelers. Ending their transmission, Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra exchanged smiles, feeling the structure of something grand, like a seed planted in the twilight of their expanding universe. With the Atrinian melody now a part of their own, they turned the harmony towards Orion's call, seeking yet another enigmatic song written in the stars. Chapter 5. The Signal's Serenade. As the harmony drifted deeper into uncharted territories, the steady rhythm of Orion's signal intensified, mingling with the ambient hum of the ship. On the bridge, the crew huddled around the central console, attention fixed on the signal's growing complexity. "All right, Lyra," Kai prompted, leaning against the console with a focused gaze. "What have you found out about this elusive serenade?" Lyra straightened, her eyes reflecting the streaming data like twin galaxies of their own. The signal's harmonic patterns are consistent, but it's not just Orion's voice. It's woven with another frequency, like a duet. She tapped a sequence on her display, unraveling layers of spectral data. Kai frowned slightly, processing the information. "A duet? But with whom or what?" Zephyr interjected, his voice tinged with intrigue. "What if it's not just a conversation between beings, but one harmonizing with the universe itself?" Lyra glanced up, skepticism in her voice shadowed by curiosity. "Are you suggesting the cosmos is singing along, Zephyr?" "Why not?" Zephyr replied, a glimmer of philosophy coloring his words. "The universe might be more than we perceive, a grand symphony of existence." Kai nodded slowly. "We've underestimated the universe before. Maybe this is an invitation, a cosmic handshake." Lyra's fingers danced expertly over the console, isolating the frequencies into an audio-visual display. "Let's see what these harmonics reveal then. I'm overlaying the signals now." The console's speakers emitted a complex melody, a plaintive call entwined with ethereal undertones. As they listened, the melody ebbed and flowed, each note reverberating with a sense of longing, an echo that resonated deep within each of them. "Can you feel it?" Zephyr whispered, eyes closed as he focused on the auditory tapestry. "It's like each note speaks to something inside us, something we've known but forgotten." Kai remained silent, drawn into the depth of the sound before mused thoughts escaped him. It doesn't just fill the void, it has purpose. Lyra, typically practical, found herself unexpectedly moved. "It's drawing us in, directing us. If Orion is out there, this could be his message, or his homecoming." Their conversation paused, filled with the musical mystery surrounding them. It felt intimate, almost sacred, as if they were on the brink of an immense revelation. Zephyr nodded, invigorated by an ineffable conviction. "We need to follow it. This is more than just Orion's voice calling. It's a bridge to understanding." Kai stepped beside him, a surge of determination aligning with Zephyr's certainty. "Then let's pursue it. Whatever it is, it might hold answers we've been seeking." Lyra leaned back, exhaling a slow breath as she accepted the course before them. "All right, we dive deeper, but we must be prepared for whatever lies beyond the threshold." The space around them seemed to hold its breath as they recalibrated their trajectory, committing wholeheartedly to the journey set before them. With renewed purpose, Zephyr toggled the ship's propulsion, his voice filled with hope and wonder. "Let's chase our melody to its end, wherever it leads." As the engines thrummed with harmonious intent, Lyra sealed the coordinates, coalescing analysis and intuition into action. "Course set. Ready when you are." Kai looked at his companions, their shared resolve clear in their expressive eyes. Together, we'll find this signal's source, Orion, or something else entirely. The harmony surged into the cosmic expanse, guided by the celestial serenade, a hymn of stars shaping their path through the dark and luminescent wonders of the universe. With every note of the siren song, the promise of discovery awaited as they ventured into new frontiers where the known and unknown converged in a rhythmic embrace. The dialogue lingered in the cockpit like a binding contract, where uncertainty met unwavering trust, setting the stage for what lies beyond, a crescendo that beckoned with secrets waiting to be unveiled. Chapter 6. Galactic Interludes. Upon reaching the serene sanctuary of the outpost orbiting Sapphira, the crew of the Harmony indulged in a momentary reprieve. The planet beneath them, with its cerulean oceans and lush landscapes, evoked a sense of stillness and introspection. Zephyr leaned on the observation deck railing, the vast blue expanse below reflecting in his wide, contemplative eyes. "It's places like this that remind me why we venture so far," he mused, the serenity of the moment softening his voice. Kai joined him, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. "Grounds us, doesn't it? Even amongst the celestial wonders, there's a beauty here that asks for nothing but appreciation." They stood in silence for a moment, soaking in the peace, when Kai broke the quietude with a thoughtful glance. "Zephyr, have you ever wondered if we might not find what we're looking for? Orion, I mean." Zephyr considered this, a thoughtful frown creasing his brow. "I've thought about it, but for me, it's not just about finding Orion, it's about the journey, the understanding we're gaining along the way." Kai nodded, watching a flock of avian creatures soar over the planet's ocean. "Sometimes I fear, what if we're chasing ghosts? We've lost many, and I can't help but wonder if I've missed signs of those I could have saved." Zephyr turned to him, empathy woven into his words. "You carry the weight well, Kai. But remember, it's because of your astute decisions that we're here today, continuing this path. We honor those we've lost by pursuing this course with purpose." Kai sighed, the burden easing slightly at his friend's reassurance. "I guess it's part of why I continue, to honor them, as you said." "Exactly. Each step forward we take is a testament to them," Zephyr affirmed, placing a reassuring hand on Kai's shoulder. "And we've got Lyra to keep us honest." Kai chuckled, the heavier mood lifting. "True, where would we be without her skepticism keeping us in check?" Just then, Lyra's voice carried from the entrance, joining them with an air of quiet amusement. "You'd be hopelessly wrapped in mysteries and musing about the cosmos without me tying you to reality," she teased, joining them at the railing. Zephyr smiled, amusement dancing in his eyes. "Forever grateful to have you aboard, Lyra." A comfortable silence settled over them as they watched the tide lap against Sapphira's shores, drawing metaphors of their own journey, waves washing over the sands of time, leaving their imprint on the cosmic shore. Lyra shifted slightly, her earlier jest giving way to sincerity. "This break, it's given me space to think, about discovery, about what we're truly seeking out there." "And what have you concluded?" Kai asked, genuinely curious. "I think," she began, choosing her words with care, "that beyond the signal, beyond Orion even, we're seeking something fundamentally human. Connection, perhaps. Or maybe it's simply to prove that, no matter how vast and indifferent the universe seems, our actions, our thoughts resonate." Zephyr nodded, understanding the deeper reflection. "Every choice, every exploration, it's like adding notes to the universe's melody." "Exactly," Lyra agreed, a gentle determination shaping her features. "That's worth every light year." Their contemplative moment stretched, binding them stronger, renewing their commitment. Kai turned, a question lingering at the edge of his mind. "And once we've exhausted this path, what then? When the melody changes, what will we follow?" Zephyr shrugged, a soft smile on his lips. "Wherever the music leads us next. That's the beauty of it. It always transforms." As they stood absorbed in their galactic interlude, the soft hum of the ship's communication array broke the tranquility. The persistent echo of the signal, the cosmic serenade, sounded once more, reminding them of their mission. With a shared glance, they headed back into the heart of the Harmony, every step fueled by the unity they found in silence, reflection, and shared truths. Upon reaching the cockpit, Lyra voiced the renewed resolve emerging within their shared purpose. "Let's finish this journey. Whatever the signal's true nature is, we're ready to find out. To Orion, to the unknown, Zephyr affirmed, his voice a steady promise. Kai nodded, feeling lighter than before, to discoveries that await. The engines ignited with a familiar rumble, echoing their determination. Conversation once more shifting their course, solidifying their bond, and setting their trajectory into the vast, echoing chorus of the cosmos, a symphony waiting to be unveiled, note by note. With a vibrant sense of unity, the harmony soared onward, leaving behind the tranquil oasis, their course set on the signal threading through cosmic dreams, a journey fueled by dialogue, discovery, and the enduring song of the stars. Chapter 7, The Fractured Symphony. The unpredictable asteroid field loomed ominously ahead, a labyrinth of cosmic debris challenging even the most seasoned navigators. Amidst the navigational disruptions, the Harmony began to stutter, its systems struggling against the swirling chaos of space rock and metallic echoes. In the cramped, nerve-wracked confines of the cockpit, Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra engaged in a heated discussion, the tension between them as palpable as the universe beyond. "We have thrusters failing on the starboard side," Kai announced, his fingers moving in a blur across the console, attempting to recalibrate the ship's trajectory. "We need solutions. Fast." Lyra, her face a mask of concentrated determination, scanned through the ship diagnostics. "I've traced the issue to a fluctuation in the power conduit, but I need more time to isolate the malfunction." Zephyr, his usual optimism wavering under the pressure, offered, "Can we reroute auxiliary power to maintain stabilizers until we clear the field?" Lyra shook her head, her eyes fixed on the flashing errors cascading across her terminal. "That might keep us afloat for now, but it's hardly a long-term fix. We need to overhaul the power coupling, get to the root of it." Kai's voice, strained but steady, cut through the mounting tension. "We can't stop now. The signal's stronger than ever. We're almost there." Zephyr inhaled deeply and spoke with a calm he didn't quite feel. "All right, Lyra, let's split tasks. You and I will handle the power coupling. Kai, keep us on course as best you can. We'll navigate this maze and get through. Together." Lyra glanced at Zephyr, her skepticism overshadowed by their shared urgency. "Just don't get us stranded in a cosmic graveyard, all right?" Kai smirked despite the circumstances, nodding. "Not planning to. Focus on the repairs. I'll dance us through this field." As Zephyr and Lyra disappeared into the depths of the ship's machinery, he managed to stabilize the Harmony's erratic trajectory, weaving through the asteroid field with precise adjustments. In the ship's underbelly, where cables snaked across walls and consoles hummed in electric symphony, Lyra directed Zephyr through the repair process, their evolving teamwork casting aside previous discord. "Hand me the flux calibrator," Lyra instructed, her voice rising above the hum of malfunctioning systems. Zephyr obliged, passing her the tool with a nod. "So, spaceman trade secrets. I'm more of an idea kind of guy than a fix-it. Thought you liked cosmic improvisations." Lyra allowed a smile to slip through her frustration, her hands deft and quick as they worked. "Sometimes it's a necessary art, and sometimes," Zephyr replied, sweat beading on his forehead as he reconfigured a series of circuits, "it needs a scientist's touch." As sparks flew, illuminating the narrow crawlspace in flashes of white, they fell into a rhythm, Lyra's technical acumen complementing Zephyr's intuitive problem-solving. "All right, that should do it. Reboot system diagnostics," Lyra finally announced, her voice holding a note of triumph. With a synchronized motion, they reconnected the power conduits and watched the systems flicker back to life, the hum of engines steadying as if satisfied by their combined efforts. Kai's voice came through the intercom, a thread of relief woven into his tone. "Whatever you two just did, it's working. We're stabilizing, but we need to clear apart from this field, pronto." "Hold tight, Kai. We're on our way back," Zephyr responded, a tired smile of victory playing on his lips. Moments later, regrouped in the cockpit, their dynamics shifted with resolution even amidst the challenges. The asteroid field receded behind them, a tumultuous chapter survived by unity, forging strength from adversity. Lyra leaned back in her seat with a sigh. "We need to run a full systems check once we're clear, but we managed to hold our tempo." Kai, breathing easier, replied with gratitude underlying his exhaustion. "We make quite the trio. And Zephyr, I think your optimism might be infectious." Zephyr chuckled, the relief palpable in his light-hearted reply. Spreading cosmic cheer is part of the job. Their banter was interrupted by the signal's interruption, a crackling intensity that reignited their focus. "Remember, we're almost at the crescendo," Zephyr reminded, guiding them as they reoriented their course. "Let's see what awaits at the call's end." As the harmony returned to its quest with renewed vigor, overcoming fractures and fissures, they fell back into rhythm. A reliable cadence formed through dialogue and challenge, set upon discovering the truth behind Orion's echoing serenade. With a sense of anticipation and increased respect for the fragile nuances of their cosmic journey, the ship and its crew soared towards the signal's heart, a symphony awaiting resolution, in tune with the cosmos, yet unanswered. The ship, their collective purposes harmonized, pressed on through the immeasurable vastness, aligned toward the promising whispers threading through the ether, along star paths not solely defined by destinations, but by the bonds forged en route. Chapter 8. The Cosmic Paradox. As the harmony left the asteroid field in its celestial wake, Zephyr stood beside the viewport, staring out into the infinite canvas of stars. Around him, the bridge pulsed with the rhythmic hum of a ship pushing ever deeper into the unknown. The triumphant spirit from their recent victory against mechanical adversity now morphed into contemplative silence as they compared notes in their search for clarity among cosmic paradoxes. Kai, at the helm, scanned a rotating holograph of the galaxy. "The signal is pulling us toward a sector I've only ever heard of in tales." "Two truths collide," he murmured, eyes tracing invisible lines connecting far-flung stars. Lyra joined him, reviewing overlapping readings as data streamed across her panel. "A sector," she echoed, folding her arms with both intrigue and skepticism, "where what we know meets what we don't." Zephyr turned to them, his voice an anchor amidst uncertainty. "Every paradox is a doorway to understanding. The universe is full of whispers, only cared to be heard by those willing to listen." Kai leaned back, folding one leg over the other. "But listening isn't necessarily understanding, Zephyr. We've been chasing echoes, a chain of questions designed to pull us further." "Perhaps that's the essence of exploration itself," Zephyr replied, gesturing expansively as if to embrace the cosmos through the ship's transparent hull. "It's not just about finding answers, but discovering new questions." Lyra nodded, a spark of cautious curiosity lighting her features. "But how do we balance action and doubt in this? Delving too deep without an anchor could lead us astray. Pursuing shadows could bring us to dark waters." "What if uncertainty is the anchor?" Zephyr posited, sincerity a song in his voice. "Our quest acknowledges the mysteries, accepting the beauty in not knowing." Kai chuckled softly, weaving lightheartedness into the gravity of their dialogue. "Leave it to you to find elegance in uncertainty itself." Zephyr grinned at the camaraderie rooted in their exchanges. "Think of it as cosmic jazz. It's about embracing ambiguity and improvisation." Lyra's brow furrowed with thought, then her voice softened. "All this talk of stars and echoes, we keep expecting concrete, calculable answers, perhaps ignoring that some questions are riddles meant to perpetuate curiosity. And it's in this vast uncertainty," Zephyr continued, a commanding warmth resonating, "that we find pathways once concealed, leading between the fabric of reality and abstraction." Kai settled back into his chair, contemplating their ongoing discourse as the paradox of discovery loomed nearer. Harmonizing discord and concord, embracing paradox as part of the journey, it requires patience and sometimes daringness. The quiet thrumming of the engines filled the space between them, punctuated by the console's persistent signal, a constant serenade echoing through the chambers of time. Lyra looked at her crew members, a newfound realization unfolding like galaxies marrying logic and creativity. Then perhaps the signal was always meant to be more than just a guide, a teacher. "Exactly," Zephyr affirmed. "Even uncertainty can nurture revelation." Their philosophical exchange dissolved into the practical as Lyra interjected with urgency. "We need to decode the next sequence. The signal is evolving as if responding to us, maybe allowing us to stay in tune." Kai nodded, encouraged by the clarity forged from their conversation. "Every harmonic transition guides us toward embracing the unknown. All is flux, and we must carry the rhythm." Together, in harmonious syncope, they adjusted instruments to react, adapt, and evolve with every cosmic pulse. Each move, each key pressed reflected a journey not of steps forward alone, but of steps taken with grace amidst the unknown. As the harmony continued through the starry expanse, it was not promises of answers, but the embrace of the paradox that steered their course. In the silence of the bridge filled with mutual understanding, their words had fostered a clearer vision of the universal dance, not merely illumination, but the continuation of questions infinity would provide. And so, with the resilient unity of a team, the ship pressed onward, each member accepting that within the cosmic paradox lay the true composition of the journey, and with it, the echoing promise that somewhere, interwoven with the tapestry of stars, awaited truths not yet spoken. A shared glance sealed their resolve as Kai voiced the thought binding their resolve. It's not always about being right, but being ready. To the paradox and beyond, Zephyr echoed, his voice a meaningful resonance against the cosmic breadth. Lyra smiled with quiet confidence. Let's unravel it together, one note at a time. With determination and camaraderie like a harmonic overture, they continued their voyage, a pursuit not just to find, but to embrace fully the paradoxical cadence of the cosmos they inhabited. Chapter 9. Celestial Reflections. The stars outside the harmony shimmered like scattered diamonds against the boundless black void. Within the ship, Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra found themselves nestled in a moment of reflection, the recent odyssey of their voyage having offered as many questions as answers. In the calm after tension, they gathered in the Harmony's lounge, a comfortable sanctum amidst the hustle of their mission. Sometimes I wonder if we're chasing our shadows through these stars, Kai began, tracing patterns across the table's holographic projection of celestial bodies. Zephyr leaned back, watching the ebb and flow of the holographic display. Shadows or light, Kai? Our journey's been about chasing the spark that defines us, individually and together. Lyra, her usual skeptic's gaze softened by the glow of distant suns, mulled over her cup of cosmic tea designed to synthesize flavors from various planets. The intricacies we've faced, the signals and echoes, they reveal so much about our perception of reality. Exactly, Zephyr replied, his tone that of an explorer who's seen the edges of maps. We're redefining what's possible, what's real. Kai, always more pragmatic, couldn't hold back a smile at their idealism. Yet, we grapple with uncertainty. These reflections, the stories we tell ourselves, Zephyr, how do they tether our judgments, or our steps taken in the dark? Zephyr's smile was one of reassurance. The cosmos is woven with questions, not answers. Each exploration is a note adding to an unfinished symphony. Lyra nodded, the corners of her lips curling upwards as she placed her mug down. The depth of our universe might never be understood, but maybe all we need is to understand ourselves within it. She paused, the resonance of her words settling over them. Do you both feel the same? That maybe Orion's signal, it's not just a call for help, but perhaps a mirror reflecting our own fears and hopes? Essentially, yes, Kai replied, his voice a deep hum agreeing softly with the thoughts unfolded. A reflection, how we deal with the unknown and with each other. Every decision has shaped us. The hum of the ship melded with their introspections, an auditory reminder of their heartbeat's parallel journey through the stars. And you, Lyra? Zephyr asked softly, his focus undivided. Your perspective? Lyra met his gaze, honesty as bright as the stars they wander. I've realized that even I, entrenched in data and patterns, crave the unknown. Maybe it's the intangible, the search for questions rather than answers, that propels us. Zephyr nodded, approval a gentle current in his voice. And that's where the magic lies. The universe pulls us with all its paradoxes, daring us to be more than passive observers. As the conversation dipped, a soft beeping emanated from the console, pulling their attention back to the ever-present task, the tally of mysterious whispers from the cosmos, a reminder of the unresolved melodies concatenating their destinies. It's evolving again, Kai reported, scanning the pulsating signal with a renewed focus. We're approaching another juncture, a moment of change. Lyra's analytical side emerged with a strengthened sense of direction. Then let's map it, decode every thread until the tapestry whole unfurls before us. Zephyr rose, the momentum of the moment lifting his spirit. A new movement awaits us. If Orion is out there, so are we, all leading the symphony to its crescendo. As they prepared to face the next chapter of their journey, The sense of camaraderie reinforced through conversation was palpable. Each word exchanged had woven a deeper tether, the reflection that propelled their voyage an anchor against the universe's unknown tides. With a collective breath, they refocused on the console, each tasked with translating their reflections into keen insights and vibrant actions. The layers of unknown between them and the fabled signal held promises not of answers, but new opportunities, an ever-unfinished symphony awaiting at the galaxy's horizon. Ready for more riddles, challenges, and cosmic jazz? Zephyr posed, his tone a blend of excitement and commitment. To embrace it all, Lyra confirmed, confidence bolstered by their shared reflections. Kai chuckled, the echo of steadfast loyalty in his voice. As ready as can be, onward, through the cosmic murmur. Together, they reset their course, dialogue flickering on the edge of becoming deeds. With hearts set on discovery, bound by the embrace of paradox and light, the harmony ventured forth, continuing the celestial song, each measure a promise of more yet to come. Chapter 10. The Hub of Dialogues. Returning to the Celestial Nexus felt like a homecoming, the vibrant hum of interstellar harmony pulling the harmony into its orbit with a familiar gravitational embrace. As Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra disembarked, their collective footfalls were propelled by a newly defined purpose, each step echoing their commitment to decipher the mysteries of Orion's signal. The Nexus was alive, a bustling congregation of species and civilizations. Different languages interwove through the halls, a colorful tapestry of voices mirroring the energy of the stars. Kai took a deep breath, letting the buzz of conversation wash over him. Ah, back in the Nexus. You can almost feel the pulse of the universe here, he mused. Lyra, glancing at the myriad of faces around them, nodded thoughtfully. There's something to be said about this place. It's a junction, a fulcrum for ideas and debates. Zephyr led the way toward a vast chamber reserved for high-stakes negotiations and diplomatic exchanges. The room was a sea of representatives, each engaged in fervent discourse, their words interlaced with the spark of cosmic intrigue. It's here that we'll push for understanding, Zephyr said, his voice carried by the undercurrent of conviction. These minds, this collective, it's our best chance to make sense of the signal. As they approached a group of delegates, an old friend, a lunar diplomat named Illis, caught Zephyr's eyes and waved them over. Zephyr, Kai, and of course the ever-inquisitive Lyra. I've been looking forward to catching up. Ellis, Zephyr greeted warmly, a genuine smile breaking the tension in the room. It's good to see you. We need your help. Need my help? Ellis asked, eyebrows raised in both surprise and interest. Are the stars asking riddles again? They are, Kai replied, his tone dipping into seriousness. Orion's signal. It's grown into something we can't ignore, and the Nexus, your insights, could be pivotal in interpreting the meanings hidden in its core. Lyra continued, her voice steady and pragmatic. We need the perspectives of every discipline. It's a convergence of what we know and what's beyond our grasp. But it's crucial that we understand what the signal might imply for all of us. Ellis leaned back, her fingers steepled thoughtfully. A harmonic convergence, then. Well, you know what that means. Let's bring this to the council. As if orchestrated, they found themselves at the center of an impromptu assembly. Around them, worlds connected through dialogue, a chorus of speakers building a shared resolve. Zephyr began, his voice steady, resonating with the room. We have followed a signal, a melody that speaks not just to the past, but to a future that may redefine our understanding of the cosmos. Orion's voice is a testament to possibility. Lyra jumped in, the analytical edge to her words tempered by belief. Initially, we thought it was merely an echo, a vestige, but it's become something much larger, a beacon perhaps, calling us to explore not just its origin, but our own responses to it. The room erupted with reaction, voices crossing like threads weaving a complex tapestry of debate and discovery. Some delegates pushed back with skepticism, while others leaned in with intrigue and enthusiasm. Kai watched the exchange, then added, We don't claim to have easy answers. This signal, it challenges everything we presume about our universe. It calls us collectively to action, to collaboration. Elise nodded, adding her voice to the burgeoning chorus. The implications are far-reaching. It asks us to reassess our alliances, perhaps even improve them, to consider our next steps as one, not isolated factions. As the dialogue unfolded, words became bridges to ideas, threads of thought entwining into strategies, hypotheses, and visions. The Nexus teemed with creative energy, as if the very air shimmered with potential. Through discerning conversations, each thread of dialogue illuminated questions of allegiance, trust, and integration. The once insurmountable signal began to unfold its narrative, one syllable at a time, amidst the vibrant hearts and minds committed to understanding. Finally, as the assembly's fervor settled into contemplation, Zephyr raised his hand, an offering of unity. Together, we can expand this effort. Let's prepare to venture further. Learn more, align as a universe once divided, now working harmoniously toward the unknown. The council resonated with agreement, delegates nodding and chatting among themselves, an informal accord solidified by the power of dialogue. As Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra stepped away, Ellis drew them aside, eyes bright with the implications. "Do you realize?" she asked, a smile alighting on her features. "You've set something profound in motion." "We've gotten the momentum started," Zephyr agreed, "but it's the collective symphony that will carry the tune forward." "Then let's make sure it's in harmony," Lyra added, her tone now imbued with vigilance and hope. The trio left the council chamber, energized by the discussions and the sense of purpose that filled the Nexus. Their steps echoed with the promise of more to unravel, knowledge to gain, alliances to forge. As the celestial conversations evolved around them, they knew this was just the beginning, a movement driven by dialogue, discovery, and the collective journey toward the cosmos's infinite tunes. With the weight of stars behind them and shared dreams before them, Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra were ready to continue their quest among the stars, an interstellar chorus awaiting its next verse. Chapter 11. The Discordant Dance. The echoes of dialogues at the Celestial Nexus still reverberated in Zephyr's mind as he and Kai sat in the Harmony's observation lounge, the kaleidoscope of stars serving as their only audience. The universe's expansive void seemed closer than ever, and the air between them thick with unspoken thoughts. "Zephyr," Kai began, breaking the reflective silence, "do you ever wonder about loyalty? I mean, more than just our mission to find Orion, our responsibilities to the Interstellar Council. It's not just about us." Zephyr turned, his gaze soft yet searching. "Loyalty is multifaceted, Kai, layered like the cosmos itself. We owe allegiance to the Council, yes, but also to our ideals, to the truth we're pursuing." Kai's eyes held the stars, but his thoughts seemed grounded, heavy with consideration. And what if those loyalties conflict, like when we chose to follow the signal, despite the Council's reservations? Are we betraying one for another? The question lingered between them, like a tether in the cosmic wind. Zephyr, thoughtful and deliberate, weighed his response. "Our journey has been unconventional, true, but I've always believed actions guided by discovery often redefine allegiance." Kai leaned forward, his fingers tracing a pattern on the armrest absent-mindedly. "Sometimes, I wonder if our personal convictions are shaping our path more than they should. What makes us certain we're right to follow this melody?" Zephyr answered with conviction, the stars reflecting a determined glint in his eyes. "Because every note of this cosmic dance tells us there's more than rules, more than obligations. It's about being open to doubts, just as much as certainties." Kai nodded slowly, his thoughts touching on layers of duty and intuition. "But we can't forget our roots, or the consequences our choices might have on those we're meant to represent." Their conversation was halted by an abrupt sound, a familiar humming signifying an incoming message on the comlink. Zephyr stood and accepted the call, revealing a hologram of Ellis, her expression honest, resonating with urgency. "Zephyr, Kai, I've been thinking," Ellis's voice carried across realms, a bridge between the Nexus and their isolated vessel. "The Council respects your initiative, but is concerned about deviation from established protocols. This mission of yours could mean redefining diplomatic channels." Zephyr, standing shoulder to shoulder with Kai, projected sincerity in his reply. "We understand, Ellis, but we're guided by the pursuit of knowing more than by staying merely within bounds." Ellis nodded, understanding shadowed by questioning. "Then let me ask plainly, is your loyalty to the Council at risk of being compromised by this pursuit?" Kai jumped in, his voice steady with introspective confidence. "Loyalty isn't lost, Ellis. It's being tested and forged anew. We're committed, just exploring more of what we promised, the unknown. Zephyr added, aligning trust with resolve. We're preparing for an evidence-based revelation. Once we understand the breadth of Orion's message, it'll offer unity, a new path to interstellar harmony. A pause stretched, spanning distances, but bridged by belief, as Elise considered their standpoint. I'll advocate for your perspective on the council. But tread carefully, my friends. Redefinitions carry weight. It's not just your legacy at stake. The hologram blinked off, leaving silence in its wake, a silence teeming with reflection and the reiteration of their mission's profound implications. Kai leaned back, exhaling a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. Every step we take feels heavier, Zephyr. We're not just dealing in possibilities, we're dealing in truths that could reshape everything. Zephyr nodded, contemplative, yet unswayable in purpose. That's the path we've chosen, Kai. A discordant dance, perhaps, but one seeking its own symphony. Kai stood and offered his hand, a gesture of solidarity. Then let's do it right, Zephyr. For Orion, for us, for whatever lyrics the universe composes. Embracing the promise of the journey ahead, despite the discord and shadows, the connection between them fortified against the vast unknown. From the Harmony's observation lounge, Zephyr, with Kai at his side, stared back at the endless stars. As their eyes traced trails of cosmic dust and the harmonies yet to unfurl, they placed trust in the music of the heavens, a melody only those willing to dance upon the edge could truly understand. With the shared resonance of their dialogue pulsing like a guiding rhythm, they prepared for resolution, for answers, or perhaps for the infinite discovery that awaited past the cosmic horizon. Chapter 12. Harmonizing Perspectives. The observation lounge aboard the Harmony was unusually quiet, the soft whisper of the ship's systems feeling more pronounced amidst the silence that enveloped Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra. The scene beyond the windows was nothing short of celestial, a meteor shower casting streaks of light across the infinite canvas of space. It was the universe's own display of silent fireworks, a backdrop for the pivotal conversation that was about to unfold. There's a certain irony, isn't there? Kai started, his tone more ponderous than usual. Here we are, surrounded by billions of years of cosmic history, and we're aching over a single signal. Zephyr nodded, eyes fixed on the meteors streaking through the void. But it's not just a signal anymore, Kai. It's a call, an invitation, or maybe a test, to unify our fragmented perspectives into something coherent. Lyra, sitting cross-legged on a console panel, had been silent, her gaze lost somewhere in the starry depths. Her voice was measured, but held an edge of determination. I think it's more than that. Each time we've intercepted the signal, each adjustment, it's mirrored our doubts, our hopes, almost like it's alive. Kai turned to her, surprise evident in his eyes. You think the signal is sentient? Not sentient in the way we think, Lyra clarified. More like a mirror reflecting our process, guiding us. It's forcing us to confront our own ideas, our beliefs, and the very fabric of what we consider truth. Zephyr leaned forward, drawn into the gravity of her words. Then the real challenge, he mused, is not decoding the signal itself, but understanding what it brings out in us. Kai nodded slowly, seeing a path through the tangled webs they'd spun. So, if we're to move forward, it's about synthesis, bringing our perspectives into harmony. Lyra smiled, an expression glowing with insight. That's exactly it. Each of us represents different aspects of understanding. Zephyr, you're the heart, the philosophical dreamer. Kai, you're the navigator, the realist steering us through tangible dangers. And me, the analyst, the skeptic grounded in probability. Zephyr chuckled, appreciating her candid breakdown. And together, we represent a fuller picture of the universe itself, a symphony rather than a solo. Kai stood up, a newfound energy in his stride, watching the meteors leave trails that tangled and unwound across the sky. Then, let's apply this to the signal. Analyze each aspect, not just as a piece, but as part of the whole. Lyra hopped off the console, moving to the central hub where the signal played on an infinite loop. Agreed. If we align our own insights, maybe the melody will present itself. The trio dived into the task, their conversation translating into handwritten notes, color-coded analyses, and projected simulations. As they worked, snippets of dialogue bounced among them, technical jargon, philosophical musings, and candid dreams alike, all weaving into the greater fabric of their endeavor. Here, look at this, Lyra said, her voice tingling with excitement. The frequency spike. It alternates in a pattern. It matches an algorithmic flair akin to musical composition. Zephyr glanced over her shoulder, his intuition sparking. It's like music, each note connected yet unique, coming together to create a resonant symphony. Kai nodded, hands deftly calibrating the controls. And just like any good composition, it's the harmony that gives it life. We're getting closer. As they harmonized their efforts, aligning their varied perspectives with the overarching goal, the signal began to unravel its mysteries, its patterns more discernible, an echo responding to their unity. Minutes turned to hours, and the image of countless meteors framed their progress, a silent testament to the universe's vast, patient existence. Finally, their collective efforts reached a crescendo, the scattered notes transformed into a coherent melody, resonant and clear. Zephyr took a step back, surveying their work. "We did it," he murmured, voice choked with awe and relief. "We found the melody of the cosmos within the echoed whispers of Orion." Kai gave a satisfied nod, a grin breaking across his face. "We turned cacophony into concord." Lyra smiled, a beautiful fusion of logic and emotion. "And in doing so, we uncovered not just a signal, but reaffirmed our faith in this journey." With a mixture of pride and anticipation, they stepped back, ready to transmute the melody they understood into a tangible route toward Orion and whatever awaited beyond. The newfound harmony between them felt like a gentle overture, the assurance that their individual talents, when seamlessly orchestrated, could transform silence into song and stars into stepping stones. As the meteor shower subsided, taking with it the universe's silent applause, the harmony continued on its course. Now armed not only with a decoded signal, but with the harmonized resolve of its crew, prepared to follow wherever the continuing melody might lead. Chapter 13. The Lure of the Unknown. With the starlit path before them and their resolve aligned, the harmony glided smoothly toward a region marked only in whispers, a forbidden star system that resided on the periphery of what was charted, an obscurity among known realities. Lyra monitored the console, her expression a mixture of focus and fascination. "We're entering the system now," she announced, looking up to meet the eyes of her companions. Kai, adjusting their trajectory, glanced over his shoulder, a hint of tension in his voice. "The readings are erratic. It's like the system is cloaked, shielding itself. Why would something so significant need to remain hidden?" Zephyr leaned forward, his fingers intertwined on his lap, perhaps because its secrets are too profound, meant only for those brave enough to seek them. A silence permeated the bridge, not one of absence, but of the quiet anticipation that preceded discovery. The console pinged alertly. Orion's signal pulsed stronger than ever, drawing them into its gravitational web. "We're getting close," Lyra reported, her voice betraying an undercurrent of excitement. "The signal's layering has unfolded completely." Kai mused aloud, his gaze searching beyond the viewport. "Remember the Atrinians' tales? Of a civilization long past yet alive in cosmic memory? Could this be their home?" Zephyr nodded, the possibility lighting a spark in his eyes. "An ancient civilization carrying remnants of Orion. What we might learn could redefine all we know." A few moments later, the panorama shifted. A planet appeared, its contours marred by age and mystery. Intricate ruins sprawled across the surface like veins, remnants of an epoch that once thrived in celestial grandeur. "Look at that," Lyra whispered, her normally sharp tone softened by wonder. "A civilization's echo, forgotten but not entirely erased." "Land us nearby," Zephyr instructed, his voice steady yet tinged with awe. "We need to understand what this place holds, and what message Orion left for us." As Kai deftly maneuvered the harmony onto stable ground, they disembarked, stepping onto soil that hadn't felt footsteps in millennia, a tapestry woven of wisdom and time. The ruins loomed around them, majestic and daunting, their silence punctuated only by the distant whisper of wind through ancient corridors. Zephyr, driven by a mix of trepidation and yearning, pointed toward a structure more imposing than the rest, a temple or a vault that dominated the horizon. "There, if Orion's message leads anywhere, it's to the heart of that." Their footsteps crunched on the stony ground as they approached, each step echoing with the weight of history and expectation. The doors, massive and engraved with symbols hinting at forgotten dialogues, stood ajar, as if inviting them to unravel the tales within. As they entered, the darkness enveloped them for a moment before giving way to the warm glow of floating orbs. Ancient technology, still alive, guiding their way with a muted luminescence. Kai exhaled slowly, absorbing the room's ambiance. Incredible, to think something so old could still— "I'm getting a reading," Lyra interjected, her scanner humming with activity. "Beneath us, I think there's a chamber, and it feels warm." Zephyr exchanged a glance with them, his resolve firm. "Then that's where we're headed." Together, they descended into the depths, the passage spiraling into the core of knowledge that seemed to beckon them. Finally, they arrived at a vast circular chamber, walls adorned with intricate etchings, telling a story of stars, of civilizations lost and found, of time and remembrance. In the chamber's center stood a pedestal, and atop it, a device, humming softly in harmony with Orion's signal. Lyra approached first, her eyes scanning the device with intense scrutiny. "This is it, the source of the message, of Orion's guidance." Zephyr and Kai joined her, the air vibrating with potential and realization. Kai cleared his throat, breaking the charged silence. "What now? How do we interpret what Orion has left for us?" Zephyr touched the device gently, feeling the resonance beneath his fingertips. "We let it speak, let it guide us as it has all along." As if responding to his touch, the device flared to life, projecting a cascade of light and sound, a symphony echoing within the chamber walls, a dialogue of galaxies reaching into the present from the past. Orion's voice, or a fragment of it, resonated, like a ghost delivered through time, a harmonic message spanning stars. "Seek not just beyond the stars, but within them. In understanding, you find essence, life's melody." Lyra, stunned by the profound simplicity, whispered, "It's indescribable, a message not just from Orion, but from existence itself." Zephyr's eyes shone with newfound clarity, the aura of discovery enveloping them all. "We were never just following a signal, we were participating in the universe's song." Understanding settled over them like a dawn, casting light on questions they had carried through space. This sacred dialogue of the ancients, neither wholly solved nor incomprehensible, spoke of unity, a testament to an echo resounding in every heart that dared to listen. In grateful silence, they stood in the presence of legacy and truth ignited, ready to bring the knowledge forward, a bridge forged by voices across time, built for the broad, harmonious tune of the cosmos itself. Their journey was far from over, yet in this newfound harmony, they found the strength to confront whatever the infinite unknown might offer next. With resolved hearts, they turned back to the ship, carrying the echo of Orion's symphony, not just as travelers, but as part of a timeless melody, a celestial conversation everlasting. Chapter 14, Celestial Convergence. In the heart of the ancient ruins, beneath faded whispers of history and the soft glow of the metallic device, Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra stood amidst the resonating hum of Orion's message. The once elusive signal now sang a symphony of revelations, urging them toward deeper understanding. "Is this truly what Orion intended for us to find?" Kai wondered aloud, his voice a delicate mix of awe and skepticism, as he circled the pedestal with cautious reverence. Lyra peered intently at the device, her fingers tracing the elegant runes etched into its surface. "It's an interplay of narratives," she mused. "A bridge built across time, mapping the convergence of thought and star, Orion's legacy." Zephyr stepped closer, feeling the pulse of energy coursing through the air, a thrumming rhythm that matched the beat of his heart. Each fragment of the message speaks to a greater truth, a connection across the fabric of existence itself. As they contemplated the implications, a subtle vibration rippled through the chamber, as if the walls themselves whispered in agreement. Orion's voice, fragmented yet clear, wove through their thoughts, a celestial guide, sharing its wisdom. "Welcome, seekers," the voice intoned, resonant and gentle. "The stars cradle our stories, our thoughts. They are vessels of time's memory." Kai exchanged a glance with Zephyr and Lyra, a mixture of pride and newfound responsibility lighting his features. This wasn't just a call for answers, it's an invitation to become part of something larger, to weave our own stories into the cosmos. Lyra nodded, a flicker of determination sharpening her gaze. "The knowledge we've gained, the stories unspoken, It's a tapestry waiting for us to write our own chapter. Zephyr inhaled deeply, feeling the gravity of their quest settle upon him with a profound clarity. What we found here, it's more than just history. It's an echo that shapes our future. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, building upon each thought like notes in a symphony, a shared realization resonating with unspoken promises and dreams. As the dialogue deepened, Orion's voice faded, leaving behind a serene silence, a comforting presence that lingered as they processed the magnitude of their discovery. "It's time we return to the Nexus," Zephyr declared, his voice a soft crescendo. "We need to share this with the others, to bring light to those seeking a path in the cosmos." Kai agreed, his eyes reflecting a quiet commitment. "We have the means to inspire, to lead. Let's show them what is possible when we listen not just with our ears, but with our hearts." With a renewed sense of purpose, they gathered their data, ensuring every piece of Orion's legacy was preserved. The chamber's latent warmth buoyed their spirits, each step retracing their journey through the vault of stars, transforming uncertainty into strength. As they boarded the Harmony, the ship seemed to hum in alignment with their resolve, ready to carry them back to the Nexus, a beacon of unity and exploration amidst the cosmos. "Let's redeploy those energy signatures," Lyra instructed, directing her focus towards the console. "Orion's signal should guide us home." Framed by the expanding view of the planet's surface, their hearts swelled with a collaborative energy that transcended fear. A harmony echoed in every decision, every word, every shared glance. Zephyr took the helm, his hands hovering over the controls with a gentle assurance. "Prepare for the journey of stories untold," he announced with a smile. "The universe is vast, and so is our understanding." Together, they navigated the stars, moving as one collective pulse, a harmonic convergence of exploration, knowledge, and friendship resonating with the cosmos's eternal song. As they soared towards the Nexus, memories of their journey danced through their thoughts, a tapestry of encounters, enigmas, and epiphanies demanding reflection. It was here, amidst the rhythmic hum of their vessel and the infinite canvas of starlight, that Lyra's voice rang out, a promise of what lay ahead. "Whatever the universe offers next, we'll face it together. We'll continue to find meaning in the echoes." Kai turned to Zephyr, his gaze steady, filled with the confidence of shared experiences and mutual respect, to Orion and beyond. "To the untold harmonies of the universe," Zephyr replied, his words a solemn ode to the convergence of their paths. And with that, the Harmony sailed on, a vessel of wisdom, curiosity, and unity, imbued with the cadence of their voices, ready to descend upon the Nexus and beyond, guided by the unyielding light of discovery, woven through every heart that dared to seek its place among the stars. As the ship ventured into the cosmic expanse, Orion's message lingered in the background, a constant reminder of the celestial conversations that entwined their lives in infinite melodies, paving the way toward the unknown. In the embrace of the universe's song, they found courage, a testament to the celestial convergence stirring at the core of existence, and with it, they prepared to face the new symphony that awaited beyond the horizon. Chapter 15, The Symphony Resolved. Back at the Celestial Nexus, the vibrant hub of interstellar diplomacy and exploration, the Harmony docked gracefully amidst a bustling waltz of ships. As the crew disembarked, anticipation mingled with a sense of closure. Their treads echoed on the familiar metallic floors, leading them toward a pivotal debriefing with the Interstellar Council. Zephyr adjusted his uniform, a steady resolve in his demeanor as he glanced at his companions. "We've gained more than data, more than a mere return to familiarity. We bring insight, a unifying melody drawn from stars and voices alike." Kai, closely flanking him, chuckled softly. "Ironic, isn't it? We set out chasing a ghost, only to uncover a conduit of connection and shared dreams." Lyra nodded in agreement, her analytical nature giving way to a contemplative tone. "The intersection of mystery and revelation. It's taught us that our mission was never just about solving equations, but about understanding our place within them." As they entered the council chamber, a hush descended, a chorus of eyes fixed on them, waiting with bated breath for revelations to unfold. Ellis, the lunar diplomat who had supported them from the beginning, stood with a knowing smile. "Welcome back, travelers. We've been eager to hear what the stars have revealed through your journey." Zephyr stepped forward, an ambassador in every sense, his voice carrying the refined weight of their discovery. Fellow council members and allies, Orion's signal was a call from a past echoing into our present, a reminder of our cosmic tapestry, inviting us to reconnect on a deeper level. Lyra interjected, her voice interwoven with both logic and passion. We found remnants of an ancient civilization, a message not of instruction but of invitation. Our findings suggest a new approach to exploration, one deeply rooted in empathy and understanding. Kai nodded, his gaze sweeping over the attentive faces. Our experiences highlight the necessity of unity. Each puzzle solved, each mystery faced, informs not just answers, but new questions, a cycle where dialogue drives progress. The room was silent, expectant, until Elise spoke, her eyes shining with gratitude. Your journey has been a testament to perseverance. This legacy of knowledge must be shared to guide us all. Zephyr, emboldened by the resounding acceptance, concluded, "The stars beckon us to embrace their harmonies, to weave our voices within their grand symphony. Let this be more than an end, let it be a beginning." As the applause built, a harmonious resonance rather than mere sound, it signified both recognition and commitment. The council, inspired by their findings, echoed promises of collaboration and openness to future celestial odysseys. As the session adjourned, Elise approached, her expression marked by admiration and joy. "You've done more than uncover a signal. You've sculpted a new discourse." Zephyr clasped her hand warmly. "Thanks to allies like you, we've turned echoes into dialogue, charts into destinies." As they moved through the bustling nexus, the trio found themselves engaged in conversations, stories shared of their cosmic voyage now forming the fabric of diverse narratives. Kai, reflecting on their journey, voiced his thoughts. "Do you think the universe is simply waiting for us to uncover more songs, more connections?" Zephyr smiled, glancing at the sprawling constellations visible through the station's glass ceiling. "I believe every star holds a note worth listening to." Lyra added, a hint of wonder interweaving her typically pragmatic tone, "and each discovery shapes us, resonates within us, our own echoes of what we learn and value." Their thoughts materialized into discourse as they navigated the nexus, the energy around them vibrant with dialogue, every exchange a testament to the unity gleaned from their interstellar travels. As they prepared to reboard the Harmony, Zephyr turned to his companions, a promise both simple and profound humming in his words. "Orion's legacy is ours too now, a melody to guide us forward." Kai clasped Zephyr's shoulder, a grinning reflection of camaraderie. "To expanding symphonies, we're ready to encounter whatever awaits." Lyra, contemplative yet assured, nodded, "and to finding harmony in every mystery, every note we uncover." Their ship, nestled among the nexus of trades and tales, awaited them like an eager vessel of exploration, ready to bear them into further star-laden explorations. As they settled into their familiar roles aboard the Harmony, the ship rumbled to life, a vibrant component of the galactic dance, propelling them toward a future rich with promise and potential. The journey onward shimmered in their minds, a symphony of resolved paths aligned with newfound understanding, ready for a chorus of unexplored horizons and celestial dialogues. With shared smiles and the harmony of hearts woven into their mission, they navigated the vast expanse. Together, a symbol of humanity's unyielding quest to meet the universe in its endless, echoing song. Chapter 16, Epilogue in the Stars. The Celestial Nexus was abuzz with activity, a vibrant hub alive with the rhythmic pulse of the universe's diverse inhabitants. As Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra returned, their mission's conclusion lingered in the air like notes of a melody resolved. In the Nexus's grand hall, delegates from countless worlds mingled, each conversation contributing to the ambient tapestry of sound. Within this sea of discourse, the trio found themselves greeted by familiar figures, friends and allies eager to hear stories from their journey. Lyra approached the jazz-like microcosm of dialogue, her analytical mind absorbing the scene's chaotic harmony. "Looks like the universe has taken a cue from our adventures," she mused, noticing how discussions sparked with newfound vigor. Kai grinned, the communal energy infectious. "It's as if everyone's composing their own symphonies, inspired by what we've discovered." Zephyr, calm amidst the vibrant exchange, glanced around, the fusion of voices weaving a narrative larger than any single thread. Our travels have shown that dialogue is itself a form of exploration, a way to chart the unknown. Ellis, the lunar diplomat, emerged from the throng, her presence akin to the constant of a familiar star. Zephyr, your return has sent ripples through the Nexus. Everyone's eager to learn from your cosmic conversations. Zephyr extended a hand, gratitude evident in his eyes. Ellis, it's good to see you. Our journey wasn't just about the signals we followed, but the connections we made along the way. As they conversed, others gathered, the crowd hungry for tales of the cosmos and the enduring question of what lies beyond. Lyra, ever the voice of reason, addressed the gathering. Our encounters taught us that every question opens doors to new understanding. Orion's signal reminded us to listen not just to the stars, but to each other. Kai nodded, his thoughts climaxing in a succinct truth. The universe sings a complex melody, and it's up to us to add our harmonies. A young diplomat, eyes wide with curiosity, asked, "What's next for the three of you? Where does your path lie?" Zephyr exchanged a glance with his companions, their shared history a tangible presence in the silent communication. "Wherever the universe needs us," he answered, his voice steady with purpose. "We've embraced uncertainty. There lies the adventure." A chorus of agreement rippled through the crowd, applause mingling with laughter, pairing joyfully with the exchange of ideas. The trio had returned not just with knowledge, but with a legacy of inspiration, a blueprint for unified exploration. As the gathering continued, filled with dialogues inspired by their journey, Zephyr led Lyra and Kai to a quieter corner to breathe amidst the vibrancy. "So many stories interwoven," Lyra observed, a soft smile capturing her face's angles. "It's a beautiful reminder that we're all part of something greater." Kai leaned against the railing, contemplative yet content. "Turns out our stories were never meant to stand alone. What we've learned, what Orion taught us, echoes in every being here." Zephyr, leaning beside him, enjoyed the silent synergy as he summed it all up. "And that's why we venture onward, not just for answers, but for the richness of the questions." With the familiar hum of the Nexus surrounding them, the trio allowed themselves a moment of comfortable silence, their connection a quiet symphony sustained by shared experiences and dreams yet unwritten. Their reverie was gently interrupted by Elise, her enthusiasm uncontained. "I've spoken with several council members. They're excited to support your next journey. After all, who else to map the unknown but those who know its melody?" Lyra gestured toward the vast cosmos beyond the station's transparent walls. "Then let's continue carving pathways through the stars, conversations as our compass." Kai, emboldened by the support and the friendship beside him, smiled broadly. "To whatever new harmonies the universe reveals." And so, among friends and allies, under the watchful gaze of infinity's embrace, Zephyr, Lyra, and Kai prepared to embark once more. With each breath, they inhaled potential and exhaled legacy, a symphony without end. As they returned to the harmony, their minds brimmed with the echoes of celestial dialogues. Their mission had concluded, yes, but their journey was far from over, a prelude to infinite exploration and interstellar tales yet untold. With the Nexus receding behind them and uncharted stars awaiting ahead, they steered into the cosmic expanse, melodies of the universe guiding them as a silent compass, a testament to unity, discovery, and the enduring conversation between the cosmos and those who dare to listen. Chapter 17, The Cosmic Coda. The celestial landscape unfolded like an infinite tapestry as the harmony glided through the vastness of space. Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra stood together in the cockpit, the symphony of their journey resonating within each of them. Their mission, once a pursuit of a mysterious signal, had evolved into a profound understanding of cosmic connectivity. "So here we are," Kai began, his voice a gentle resonance amidst the subtle hum of the ship. "Back where we started, yet everything feels different." Lyra nodded, her analytical mind reflective as she regarded the starlit vista. "Our perspectives have shifted. Each experience added a layer, like notes forming a melody we hadn't imagined before." Zephyr, always the philosophical heart, leaned against the console, his focus on the shimmering starfields beyond. "We set out in search of Orion's voice, thinking it a solitary note, but what we found was a chorus, a reminder of the universe's boundless dialogue." Their conversation paused, companionable silence filling the space, a testament to the shared journey that had transformed them. Kai broke the quiet with a thoughtful question. Do you think we've answered the questions we set out with, or have we simply charted a path toward more? Zephyr smiled, his expression a blend of wisdom and humor. Perhaps the universe never offers concrete answers, only more questions. And maybe that's the point, to keep us exploring, seeking, understanding more. Lyra considered this, her gaze distant but thoughtful. If questions are the waypoints, then each one is as important as the answers we think we need. They guide us, just as Orion's signal guided us. Their dialogue, woven from threads of discovery and introspection, was the culmination of their mission, a harmonious blend of inquiry and insight. Suddenly, the harmony chimed, drawing their attention to the console as a new transmission came through. Elise's holographic form materialized, her presence a familiar comfort against the backdrop of their solitude. Zephyr, Kai, Lyra, she greeted warmly. How goes the cosmic wanderers? Zephyr grinned, a hint of mischief in his eyes. The universe keeps its mysteries close, Ellis, but we're learning to dance to its tune. Ellis chuckled, her voice carrying across the interstellar expanse. Good to hear. The Council is eager to hear more about your theories. Your travels have inspired many. Kai responded, his tone carrying the weight of hope and resolution. There's much to share, but it's less about the destinations we reached and more about the possibilities we discovered along the way. Lyra added, her analytical sureness softening into philosophical warmth. Every conversation, every encounter, it taught us that the cosmos isn't something to conquer, but a dialogue to be part of. Ellis nodded, her expression one of understanding and shared vision. Then continue to follow that path. The universe is a vast stage, and you are its storytellers. As the transmission faded, a renewed sense of purpose filled the cockpit. Their journey, once driven by a signal's call, was now fueled by the promise of the stories yet to be told. Zephyr, taking the helm, glanced at his companions, their camaraderie an unspoken oath. Let's see where the music takes us next. Kai settled into his seat, the navigator ready for the endless journey, to new harmonies and the echoes we've yet to hear. Lyra, ever the voice of reason tempered with wonder, adjusted the ship's course, and to the unity found in our shared cosmic dance. With their resolve set to the rhythm of the universe, the harmony embarked on its next voyage, the infinite ocean of stars welcoming them back into its embrace. As they ventured into the unknown, the echoes of their past resonated through the vastness, a symphony composed of every discovery, every revelation, a testament to their journey and the boundless cosmos in which it unfolded. The universe, with its myriad voices and limitless potential, awaited them, a cosmic coda inviting the harmony of their exploration and the perpetuity of its song. And so, guided by the melodies of the stars, Zephyr, Kai, and Lyra set forth, their path illuminated by the endless conversation of existence, a forever voyage in the ceaseless dance of celestial dialogues. Thank you for listening to My Ghostwriter.